Good morning, my good people. Going to be talking about CJ Wiley. Officially announced his top 10 via Twitter about 25 minutes ago, man. So let's react, man. Here it is, top 10. Let's react to all the teams he got on there. All right, man. So, yeah, let's react to the top 10. Here it is right here. LSU, Georgia, Florida State, Ole Miss, USC, Alabama, Colorado, Auburn, Michigan, Texas A&M. As the one in-state school here in Georgia is the Bulldogs, man. So, as you guys all know, he's a four-star prospect. As you can see right here, according to most ratings, I think besides maybe 24/7, but on 3, Rivals has him up there, man. It's a little bit about him, man. He's a big-time receiver, 6'4 plus. Big-time catch radius, man, can go up and get the 50-50 ball. I think an underrated part of his game is his ability to kind of get the yak yardage, catch after, run after the catch, excuse me. He's really, good and elusive with that, turning small gains into big-time gains. Can run basically any route that you want him to run. Was very instrumental in Milton winning the state championship this past year in 7A. Was the leading receiver here in Georgia, over 1,000+ yards receiving. I think he got up to 1,400, led the entire state in receiving yards. And it really clicked, man. It really changed for Milton, too, when he basically became the #1 receiver. Obviously, they had DeBron Gatlin, who's a stud himself, out now at South Carolina. But it changed, man, when he became the #1 receiver. The offense seemed like it flowed better. Seemed like they was able to kind of, score more points. They kind of struggled a little bit to start, but it got going. I think one of the biggest reasons was making him #1. So if your question is, can he be a true #1? Yes, he can. He's proved that at Milton. He's proved that he could take more catches, more loads, more, targets coming his way. He proved all that. So big-time player, I think. He's going to have a big-time impact, whatever school he chooses. Colorado being on this list is big as well because then, eventually going to have to place the receiving core you have now. Travis is probably going to leave at the end of this year. This would be a big-time target to land and get him out pretty much out west instead of here in the southeast. That's big as well. USC is another big one. With the receiver talent they're able to produce, right? Obviously, you got Zachariah Branch, Brendan Rice recently, who's going to the NFL. So they've produced big-time receivers. Georgia's another big one. Go look what they did with George Pickens. Last year, not their best receiving core, but year in, year out, you go and look at what they're able to produce and goes to the league. It's top tier. The other one on here, Florida State, go look at Keon Coleman, Johnny Wilson. More recently, big-time targets, big-time weapons as well. LSU, that might be wide receiver you along with Alabama, what they've been able to produce, 6, 7, 8 plus, D1 prospects that went on to the NFL. Jamar Chase for LSU, Justin Jefferson, Alabama, Devontae Smith, Jerry Jeudy. I'm missing some names. Jalen Waddle, right? You know what these teams can produce. So all these are big-time wide receiver factories. Ole Miss, DK Metcalf, obviously A.J. Brown. So all these teams are good for developing wide receivers and being able to play on the next level, which is, after college NFL. So big-time target, big-time player. And I think it's, all these schools are good, and then he's going to go for development. And I think he's going to be a major-time player, whatever school he decides to choose or he wants to go to, man. So that is my thoughts on this announcement, man. As you guys know, the recruiting cycle is starting to heat up now. 2025 is starting to narrow down the decisions, starting to narrow down the top schools for them. So this is a big-time list that was just revealed not too long ago. So that is my thoughts. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention he also runs track as well. So you ask, okay, well, does he have the speed as well? He does have speed, runs track, runs it very efficiently, big-time receiver, and a big-time player on the track field as well. So that's another big thing I forgot to mention. But that's my thoughts.